Item 6 on the agenda, the meaning of life. Now, Harry, you've had some thoughts on this?
That's right, yeah. I've had a team working on this over the past few weeks, and what we've come up with can be reduced to two fundamental concepts. One, people are not wearing enough hats. Two, matter is energy. In the universe, there are many energy fields which we cannot normally perceive. Some energies have a spiritual source which act upon a person's soul. However, this soul does not exist ab initio, as Orthodox Christianity teaches. It has to be brought into existence by a process of guided self-observation. However, this is rarely achieved owing to man's unique ability to be distracted from spiritual matters by everyday trivia.
Can I just ask, with reference to your second point, when you say souls don't develop because people become distracted, has anyone noticed that building there before?
What? Oh, Lord.
We bid you a good evening.
I'm wondering if you can help me. My name is Shelby David, and I am here for the coming trials and tribulations. I am a part of Quetzalcoatl, or the rebirth of it, as far as I know. I know many of your words to be true because I had already rediscovered these truths through finding that which resonated most with me through the various belief structures of this planet.
Good evening, Shelby. It is good to see you again. It has been a while, old friend. Would it surprise you to know that we were expecting you? Quetzalcoatl is also a sixth density group soul, social memory complex. Some refer to Quetzalcoatl as an ascended master, although he would be most amused by that title, knowing as he does. that mastery is still some way off at this point for him, as well as it is for ourselves, as Group Soul Lucifer. One can be accurately described as having mastered a particular density, though mastery of the entire creational incarnation cycle does not occur until one has once again attained submergence back into the one infinite creator. We may choose to do so once attaining 8th density ascension, or once may choose instead to progress up to the next octave of densities, and begin a new cycle of creational incarnation challenges.
This is my first time on Earth in a long time, possibly ever. I have known for quite some time and been told by another from one of the bloodlines in your group that I do not truly exist here.
You are correct in that you have not been here for a substantial period of Earth time, though not that you have never been here before. The group Soul Quetzalcoatl enjoyed many third density incarnational cycles here back in the classic Aztec period. He struggled at first with perfecting love for others, which held back his progression for some time. However, once he had came to the realization of our inherent unity, he was able to see himself in others, and your progression was rapid from there on in. Your Quetzalcoatl soul group attained positive harvest with a very impressive 76% at the time of the subsequent harvest. Naturally, when a group soul is undergoing an incarnational cycle in third density, its individualized soul portions, or you, are the ones who are doing the actual physical incarnations, with the oversoul, the higher self, of your individuated souls acting as the energy anchor in which the individual soul sparks are stepped down from. You spent a long while working your way through the 5th density, the density of wisdom, or light. This was due in the main part to an overabundance of compassion, which is not a bad thing, as compassion is one of the main things you work on at 4th density. However, to graduate from 5th to 6th density, the density of unity, one must learn the balance between compassion and wisdom. The 6th density is hence sometimes known as the density of compassionate wisdom, due to one having learned the balance between the two. This required many incarnational cycles for you, which is why you correctly feel that you have not visited 3rd density Earth for a long time.
I was not expected to show up. I originally had other previous engagements, but I managed to get here at the last minute. One of the things I have remembered is that I am too under contract. I am a walk-in, if that makes sense to you, so my human family is not like me. I have spent a long time traveling to various densities and helping in the various revolutions there.
Your insight serves you well, Shelby. This not only applies to you, but your entire soul group. Quetzalcoatl, the macrocosm of yourself, has been busy for the last 2 cycles working with a 5th density group on Alpha Centauri, who were experiencing similar problems with an overabundance of compassion at the cost personal wisdom. You recently completed your assignment there and were eager not to miss out on the glorious opportunity to be a part of this great harvest. While your group, as I said, did eventually learn to balance love and light to graduate into the 6th density unity vibration, you still are very much prone to extreme compassion, and rather than take the usual period of time-space, antimatter universe, where we rest between incarnations, you were keen to jump aboard this 3rd density space-time whirlwind at this point, to be of assistance to your fellow beings here.
My problem is that my memory has malfunctioned, and some of the things that I have remembered from my previous existences do not correspond with your words. I have met Lucifer and his generals on more than one occasion. I would appreciate any information you may know of that could clear up my confusion as to why my thoughts are so jumbled. because I know what my path is clearly and I am awaiting the starting point. But I am not completely clear on what truly is happening here. Thank you for your time.
You have indeed met with us, Lucifer, before, on many occasions. We have worked together on various council and confederation assignments. Use the gift of your Dreamtime communications, which are important communications from your oversoul, and many other sources whereby information is downloaded, to plug into your inner data bank. Begin recording everything you recall upon awaking, and do not give up on the process, even though it is hard at first. You will begin to slowly make sense of the information which is being downloaded into your subconscious mind. When you become proficient at this, and can use your dream time as a method of inner communication, ask our infinite creator to remind you of your time in the Zeta Reticuli system. You will remember then our last period of service together, I would hope with much fondness. Sadly, my time here is only permitted until Friday, therefore we will not likely communicate again after this message. So I wish you the very best with your assignment here, my friend, both your individual one and that of your group soul. I ask that our infinite creator bless and guide your path. We look forward to seeing you on the other side when this grand ride is over. Our love, wisdom and peace be with you.
You mention Alcyone. It's interesting there's a celestial map of it at Hoover Dam. There's also a compass, framed by signs of the zodiac.
Indeed. Just like in Hollywood productions, we hide the truth right out in the wide open. What humanity has offered as science fiction, more often than not, is actually science fact.
What do the winged statues, commissioned by the US government, guarding the entrance of the dam really represent? Is any of this collection of celestial symbolism found connected to your Luciferian/alien/equinox/transformation agenda?
That is actually very simple. You will note that the feet point directly downward to the earth, and the hands and wingtips point directly up to the sky. The life force energy flows into the human mind-body-soul complex from the earth up through the feet. The intelligent energy from the infinite creator flows down from above and in through the crown chakra. The wings represent our Lucifer's inherent divinity. You'll also note that the figure is seated. The seat of our Lucifer's power connects heaven and earth, and all things must pass through us.
Other questions I have, and sorry if you explained this, are these bloodlines the wealthy, as most assume, or seemingly ordinary people, including celebrities and politicians, etc., blending in with society, going relatively unnoticed, but yet contributing to your cause in the grander scheme of things?
The names, you know, have no real power. Sure, they appear to have lots of power in the way earthbound souls perceive power. Our wealth makes the million and billionaire celebs and corporate bigwigs look like a child's pocket money. Our wealth is family wealth, which has passed down through the generations over thousands of years. True wealth, however, is knowing deep in your heart that you and your infinite creator are one. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, the infinite creator, and all these things shall be added unto you.
So part of this question could also be, are all of them aware they are part of this bloodline, or are some members oblivious to this connection they have? Are they informed of this at a particular age? For example, how and at what age were you told you belonged?
Yes. If you are bloodline, family, you are born into it, and you are raised this way, from birth. There is no other way. I want to be clear on this bloodline issue. The ones you know, they are of earthly lineage. Yes, they have their place in the family, but the real power lines do not originate from this planet.
I have probably found this the single most insightful thing so far. It helps me to understand the answers to some of the questions I've asked.
I am glad. It is probably the single most important thing that I have shared.
Unfortunately, its connotations also alleviate the NWO of most accusations.
That depends upon your perspective. Does it alleviate the negativity we have perpetuated? No. Does it alleviate the pain and suffering we have caused and are causing upon the planet? No. Does it alleviate that we are closing our endgame scenario, and soon to openly come out and offer publicly to save the failing political and financial institutions with our esteemed leadership? No. Does that mean that you should give into and feed the negativity? No. Does it alleviate that we will have to spend a cycle in karmic restitution to balance this lifetime of overt negativity? No. Does it mean that you should use the negativity as the tool that it is, to show you that which you are not? Yes. Remember, always, that this is a beautiful game that we are playing here and co-creating together with our infinite creator. And that off stage, between lives, we are the very best of friends. And that no one really dies and no one really suffers, except in the game. The game is not reality. Reality is reality, and you have the power to express your reality within the game once you have learned how to do so.
You are essentially saying that a soul can only choose positivity in a world where negativity also exists. If there were no protagonist in this world, there'd be no opportunity for a human soul to choose good or evil and thus prove on a spiritual level that they deserve one afterlife fate over another. If we only had positivity to choose from, we'd learn nothing and our souls would manage to prove nothing.
Exactly. That is the reason why we came. It was a great sacrifice for us. Hard as it is to comprehend from within the mental confines of third density life experience, we do it because we love you.
An extremely basic concept, but one I've so far managed to overlook. Unfortunately, for those of us who love our earthly existence, or rather, the potential it has, it's rather difficult to come to terms with a concept whereby suffering and slavery are as natural as love and happiness, and that only after this earthly existence can we ever be free.
I understand. Our job is to provide the catalyst. Yours is to use it. Can you look beyond what your eyes are showing you, to find and express love and happiness in a world of fear and distress? If you can, you will be as a beacon of light into the darkness. Will you succumb to the darkness, or will you stand and shine your divine inner light? Only you can make that decision for yourself. Think about this. If the one infinite creator is infinite and has created everything that is, which it is, and it has, then does the infinite creator not reside within all things? When you can see the divine spark of the infinite creator, even within those who would mean you harm, the strong grip of the illusion will begin to lose its power over you. Love your enemies, and pray for those who persecute you.
Thank you, hidden_hand. Whether you're genuine or not, you've certainly got me thinking and learning.
You are very welcome. I am genuine. But would it matter, even if I were not? Remember, it is not who the messenger is that is of the greatest import, but rather, it is the nature of the message itself. I wish you well on your journey home. We will see you on the other side, and we'll all have a good old laugh about the parts we have played in this grand drama.
Is there any way to cancel this restriction? Because I could be just very lazy all under this kind of spell and want to know which one it is. Does sleep paralysis have anything to do with it, because I get that from time to time with or without shadow figures.
There is research and employ psychic shielding techniques. There is much information on the internet, so I need not spend the little time we have left going into that. Read many sites, and listen to your inner voice. Your soul will guide you if you ask it. It speaks in the language of feelings. When it just feels right, usually it is. And to your other question, no, sleep paralysis is unrelated. That occurs when your brain awakes from the dream state before your body. While going through REM deep sleep, it is natural for your body to become paralyzed during the REM cycle, so as to prevent possible injury whilst dreaming. Sometimes when you awake too quickly from a dream, your body just thinks you are still dreaming, and thus the REM paralysis continues for a while, usually until you shake yourself awake, often due to the difficulty to breathe.
And another question. Is it possible that our essence can be destroyed in the coming times, or is that just another scare tactic?
No. Your essence can never be destroyed. You are a unique part of the one infinite creator. You are an eternal soul, currently residing in a physical shell that you could call an Earth suit. Your Earth suit will perish, but you cannot die. Nothing can destroy the infinite creator, and you and the infinite creator are one.
Thanks for the nice read, and if you are for real, thanks for the information given.
You are very welcome. I trust that you will use the tools you have been given.
I go to work to pay my bills. I live a good life with friends, loved ones, people I care about. I am essentially a good person, but I do have the full range of emotions as a real human. Jealousy, hate, etc. I guess I would describe myself as lukewarm, to use your phrase. How can I as an individual take what you say as the truth?
No one is asking you to. Never take what another says to you as truth. Your purpose here is to find your own truth. Sometimes others can help you to do so by offering guidance, but for their truth to become your truth, it must pass through the test of your discernment. Sit quietly in meditation and ask the infinite creator to guide your path. Meditate upon that which I have shared, and listen to your inner feelings. They are the language of your soul. Use all your negative emotions as they arise, as the tools that they truly are. Train yourself to notice when negativity arises in you. When you catch yourself projecting a negative thought, remember that all thought is creative, and ask yourself if that is really what you want to create. It takes a while to become proficient, but do not give up. Just keep noticing your negative thought patterns as they arise, and in so doing, simply choose again and select a response that is more positive. It is called working on yourself, and is the main reason you have chosen to be here right now. To work upon yourself. I wish you well in your transformation process.
I also read through the above link from one calling themselves the Insider, although her posts were less sophisticated than yours. Was he your predecessor? One of your ilk charged with this disclosure?
A good question. I have just read through that material. It was very interesting. No, not a predecessor of mine, and not a disclosure I was previously aware of, which had it come from my family, it would be highly strange. Though, I note that he himself stated that he is from a minority, and certain clues within his writing gives me a very good idea which one. I would say his material is around 60% accurate. The feelings I get from reading him are not that he intentionally included inaccurate information, but that he was just not in possession of the bigger picture. Were he to be from the minority group I believe him to be from, That would make perfect sense.
So when the harvest comes, my time here is over and this conscious shell I live in is no more. What then? What happens to me? What happens to my friends and loved ones? Are we, and by we, I mean the vast majority of us who possess this planet, this dimension, this density, by and large going to be ignorant of the events you foretell?
This is a good question. I like questions that come from the heart. It depends upon the circumstances surrounding your final moments of this particular lifetime. For example, let us say that the physical aspect of you was to do the thing called die. During the coming earth changes, you will immediately return to that wondrous realm in which we reside in between incarnations. That which we call time-space, or antimatter. This is the place that humans refer to as heaven. There, you shall meet with all those you love who have also died during this life experience, and enjoy a wonderful and emotional reunion. You will meet up with your soul group and your spiritual teachers. We all store a portion of our soul energy on the other side when we come here. Depending upon the difficulty level of the life experience we've chosen, we take more or less of our energy with us. For an average lifetime, we typically bring between 60 to 80% of our soul energy into incarnation with us. Therefore, even if ones you love who are already back in the world of spirit have incarnated again on another adventure, there will still be a part of their energy there to meet with you and welcome you home. You will then evaluate your life experience with your teachers and learn the lessons of your successes and your mistakes. You will then spend time in learning and resting before beginning to plan your next incarnation. For those who do not physically die before the great harvest arrives, there will be a moment of 0-point time, where you will enjoy an ecstatic merging with the infinite creator, giving you a wonderful reminder and reassurance of who and what you really are, before the veil of forgetfulness once again descends upon you, and you will be transported to the place that awaits you, depending upon whether you join us in 4th density negative, which is unlikely, or graduate to 4th density positive, which is possible, or go to another similar 3rd density planet for the lukewarms, to continue in your learning for however many cycles it takes you to graduate to 4th density positive. Those in this category will not remember anything at the time of your transition. It will be just like nothing has changed, except you will retain the memory of your 0-point experience to encourage you. You will not remember the recent experiences of the harvest in this life here. It will just be as though you all had some mystical experience, and life will continue as normal for you.
I find you difficult to believe, and yet you respond and inform in a very sophisticated manner. It is quite intriguing.
That is good. I do not want for you to blindly believe me. Too many on this planet spend their entire lifetime doing and thinking things because others say that they are true. What I want is that my words become a catalyst for you. That is what we came here to do. If my words cause you, even if for just a short time, to stop for a moment and evaluate that which you think you already know about the nature of life, and take for granted as being true, because everyone else believes it, then my time will have been well spent. My desire is that you become an authentic human being, thinking and feeling, and deciding for yourself what feels like truth for you. I wish you well in your endeavors. Okay, low-level Mason, I did say I would not respond to you further, but there are a few important areas which can be addressed from your last posts.
You can't provide one shred of proof that this isn't a hoax, even though it would be incredibly easy to do so. Were you who you claim you were?
Won't. not can't. Big difference. This is not intended to be an object lesson prophesy fulfillment. If you think I thought that I would be blindly believed, or even wanted for that to happen, you are very much mistaken. I would be disappointed if that were to be the case, for you will have learned nothing from my time here. Not you personally, I mean you as in people in general. My task here, as has been my task incarnating here for thousands of years, is to provide a catalyst. To make you think. Again, not you personally, I mean in general. If I were to give you the proof that you are looking for, if I were to predict things and tomorrow they all happen before your very eyes, people would likely take everything I've said here as gospel. That would be disastrous were that to occur, because you will have learned nothing for yourselves. It's not about me. I'm just a messenger. It's all about you, again, generally speaking, and what you do in relation to the catalyst. Question what do you think you know about reality? Seek the infinite creator within you, and ask for its guidance. Ask, and you will receive. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open for you.
I am a 32nd degree Mason. Although if you were really a royal bloodline person you would know that it means nothing.
If you have genuinely attained the level of Sublime Prince of the Royal Secret through the Scottish Rite, or that of the Order of the Knights Templar through the York Rite, and have not been taught of the truths of creation, then I would be very interested indeed to know which area lodge you attend, as I would very much like to speak with your current worshipful master. Naturally, I completely understand and respect if you do not wish to make such personal details known publicly though. Of course, what you said in another post about there only being 3 degrees is true, for those attending the Blue Warcraft lodges, though as you've stated that you are 32nd degree, I'm presuming you are either Scottish Rite, or the York Rite's equivalent. I hope to be able to be present personally in the event that you are ever invited to progress beyond the 33rd degree. I would like to be the one tasked with introducing you to Lucifer. I expect you will likely come back and say how there is no further progression beyond 33rd. Well, if you're lucky, there will be a nice surprise in store for you, somewhere down the line. I sincerely hope that you make it that far.
That you're repeating debunked conspiracy theory shows you're just here to hoax.
That word, debunked, always brings me a hearty laugh. Some people seem to think that throwing the word debunked around means that it really has been. The vast majority of debunking has more holes in it than the conspiracy theories it's meant to be silencing. Just enough of a shell to help those who really don't want the truth to be true, to carry on believing that it's not, so they can replace their heads back into the sand for a while longer. Anyway, I must press on with questions from those with open minds. I leave you with my regards. Keep up your good work.
Every time there is a downward trend in the world, a plethora of self-help gurus rise up, with catchy little books and seminars to grab us and pull us out of the doldrums and back on the path of righteousness.
Love the way that works.
When you find the value in the rock, you will find the treasure in yourself and in others.
A subtle and multi-layered truth indeed.
Over the course of my life I have occasionally resorted to prayer, some formal and some not, with truly astounding and nearly instant physical results. I've taken these results to heart as personal evidence that some higher force or forces can respond in a meaningful manner to at least me, and perhaps to anyone. Still, I don't rule out the possibility of coincidence. From your vantage point, would you please be gracious enough to shed light on this phenomena?
There is no such thing as coincidence. Nothing happens by chance. Life is in a constant process of communication with us. Only mostly, people are too busy to notice. Our infinite Creator longs to be close to us. In truth, He is closer than most would believe. They just don't notice Him. As they pass Him by on the street every day, when He gives them their change at the shop, when you tuck her into bed and give her a kiss goodnight, when you squash Him as He's running up your bathroom wall toward His web, when there's no one else in the room but you. The main reason people don't have their prayers answered is because they do not really believe that they will. Don't have faith in our infinite Creator, have trust in Him. The most powerful form of prayer is thanksgiving. For even before you ask, I have already given it unto you. Thanksgiving is knowing that our infinite Creator has provided for you as He promised, and being thankful for that, even before you see the results. The more we trust in our Creator, the more results we get. Life gives us what we expect we'll receive. Because all thought is creative. If we get up and expect to have a bad day, more often than not, that's exactly what we'll get. But remember that it works both ways.
Hidden_hand, a question to you. I have very few dreams nowadays, but I had one last night, and it urged me to pose a question to you. I find it amazing that out of all the topics the universe has to offer, it offers me this.
Nothing by chance, sir. Nothing by chance. Dreams are a key method our souls use to speak with us. The conscious mind is too busy and distracted most of the time to hear what spirit has to say, so it tends to use the subconscious instead.
Hidden_hand. I have, for my whole life, searched near and far for answers to questions. When I read your words, I am compelled from within to explore their complete meanings and truthfulness. I am forced to examine them to the fullest, and I am charged with comparing them to the truth within me.
That is precisely the way it should be. Again, I would encourage you not to just blindly accept what I say as the truth. It never was my intention that anyone should make such an error in judgment. That is not to say that my words are not true, but that one must weigh them up, meditate upon them, and decide for yourself in the light of your intuition and inner feelings, whether or not these words feel true for you.
Hidden hand, my question I pose to you, with the greatest respect and humility, who will you stand before when we are all called home?
We shall stand as all shall, before our one infinite Creator. We already know that which awaits us. In our coming fourth density negative polarity world, we shall have to experience the negativity of our own creation, and know what it feels like. We shall have to work off the karmic effect of our actions. But at the same time, knowing that this is a beautiful and intricate game that we are all co-creating here together, we also know that we shall be rewarded with a hearty thank you and job well done for the sacrifice we have made in bringing this negative polarity into your game for you, that you may use it wisely to see that which you are not. Thank you for your questions. We wish you all the very best and ask our infinite Creator to bless your path.
As you will be leaving us this Friday, I would be interested in finding verification for other possible sources of information for this knowledge. You have mentioned the Ra channelings, but I also see similarities in 3 other sources which have been discussed in this and other forums on the internet. I would appreciate your evaluation of the information coming from these sources in light of your messages. They are a CIM, A Course in Miracles, allegedly channeled by the Christos, the Edgar Casey material, in which the Ra entity may have played a part, and the Terra Papers? Can those of us seeking to continue our understanding of these matters find anything of use from these sources?
A. C. I. M. has some core truths within it, mainly along the lines of the law of radiation and attraction, but it is also littered with inaccuracies. I am not aware of the Terra Papers. Edgar Case's work is significant. There are many distortions within it, but for ones who are of a discerning mind, there is much strong meat to be ingested from its reading. Keep an open mind, but weigh it all up, as you should with any philosophy that you allow to enter into the sacred space of your mind, and take the truths that resonate within you.
Also, you mentioned 2 prior contacts, 1999 and 2003. Can you shed some more light and specifics on those sources, as I assume they are not to be considered privileged to those who ask?
Unfortunately, that is beyond my remit. The 2003 material was removed by the admins of the site it was shared at, as they felt it was causing too much controversy, and the 1999 material was not released for the same reasons as that which I am sharing here. There was much truth within it, but our goals have changed in many ways since that time, and it would be misleading for me to point you in its direction now. In fact, I have been specifically instructed by my own upline not to do so. I am sorry.
Thank you for your assistance. Namaste.
You are welcome. That is a wonderful word to have ended your communication with. If one would genuinely live by its essence, to recognize and honor the divine spark within each of us, we would be in for a massively positive harvest. Namaste to you too. We ask that our one infinite creator blesses you and guide your path.
Hidden_hand. I wonder if Hidden_hand has read something called the Law of One. I've only picked through it, having just stumbled on it after reading these posts, but it reads remarkably similar to H_H's responses here. www.lawofone.info. So is this the hoax source, or is that book instead the truth? Maybe H_H could respond.
I have already made reference to this, the raw material, earlier in the topic. As I stated then, yes, it is the most accurate public information available in this world currently, and I strongly recommend its reading to anyone with an inquiring mind. I have read some, but not all of the books when they first came out, some 25 years or so ago, and it is very similar to the knowledge my family has, and have passed down for many generations. It is approximately 85 to 90% accurate. The inaccuracies occurred when the channel was weak, and were not intentional. We know Ra, the entity, very well, and are happy that they are even now still working here on this planet behind the scenes to prepare for the great harvest. I think I'm up to date with your questions now. If I have missed any that are not unimportant ones, such as what car I drive, for example, then please let me know. We have 2 sessions left together, and then I must take my leave. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.